get this video done because I made a promise. Episode 2, the intellectual circus. The topic and the votes are in. The topic has been decided. We're talking about slavery, particularly the American slaves, and how the ancestors of the American slaves are the luckiest black people, Africans ever in existence. Okay? That's the topic. Deal with it. Don't get triggered. I'm black. I can say whatever I want about the nigglets, and I'm going to. End of story. First, I'm going to define slavery. Slavery, it says on Google, one who is owned as the property of someone else. Done. That is my definition. That is what I'm going off. I agree with it fully. I want to fire off some facts before I make my point about slavery that will assist in making my point. One is that there are more slaves now in current time than there has ever been in history. And most of them come from Africa, are in Africa right now, and in India. This whole attack on Western culture being the big people that had slaves is a load of nonsense. They actually were, the Western culture, Western civilization is the civilization that ended slavery for the first world. There is no more slaves in Western civilization. It is only in African culture, Indian culture, Asian culture, there are still slaves. That's the truth. Look it up. Do some research. Stop swallowing the Kool-Aid, the bullshit. End of story. That's part of my opinion, but we're going to get to the real meat and potatoes of my opinion in a sec. I want to shoot off some more controversial facts, because essentially I want to educate you all on how to argue and be controversial too on this topic, or just maybe learn something crazy about slavery, because it's a load of bullshit what you're being taught in school and in mainstream society and mainstream culture. So I already shot off that fact. Let's see, another one. Okay, little history. The origins of slavery. Where did they come from? Where did slavery come from? Africa. Slavery came from Africa. Black people taught the world how to be slaves. Proof, look it up. I've done a little bit of research. The oldest records of slavery are in agricultural towns off the Nile in Africa, which spread into Egypt, and then in Mesopotamia with something called the Laws of Hammurabi. The Laws of Hammurabi are one of the most ancient texts talking about rules and regulations of a civilization. And in those rules and texts, it says how to treat your slave, which is proof that there were slaves. That's the Mesopotamian era, so that's more of the Middle East. But that took place after the records of there being slaves in Africa. So Africa is where slavery started. And also, let's keep going. My big argument is why is America criminalized for how it treated its slaves for a short period of time that it had slaves? And why are they considered the victims? Yes, everyone that was a slave is a victim, but let's be a little bit more real about what happened to the ancestors of the American slaves, which is my point, is that they inherited citizenship into the greatest country and the main country that ended slavery for the first world. They got free citizenship. Most of the world wants to become American. They want the privileges and freedom that comes with being American, the opportunities. The ancestors of the black slaves got born into that shit for free. And they all like to talk, a lot of them, not all of them, a lot of them like to say, oh, they were mistreated. Our ancestors, we got screwed over. No, you didn't get screwed over. Your ancestors got a little screwed over, but you guys won the fucking lottery, you know? And you want to know proof that that's how you guys feel, even if you can't admit it? How many of you want to go back to Africa? Go back to where your ancestors were? If I gave you all a free ticket to go back to Africa, to your little mud huts in the Kunta Kinte lifestyle where you're wearing a loincloth in the sun and you're eating roots and ostrich eggs all day, how many of you are going to go back to that? None of you. You want to know why? I have a list of why black people want to stay in America. Number 1, fried chicken. You ain't getting that in Africa. Where's the rest of my list? Fried chicken. You'll have no watermelon in Africa. No welfare, no food stamps. All right? You get none of that fun welfare crap that you don't deserve. No basketball, no weed, no crack. None of the fun stuff. No white girl pussy, no freedom. Ain't none of that in Africa. That's why you stay here. Because in acting and staying in America, even though your ancestors were slaves and you like to scream about how you were the victims, Your actions speak louder than your words because you're still here enjoying all the things that America offers. If you really felt that way, you would go back to Africa. But you're not going to, because honestly, you like the fact that your ancestors were American slaves, because that's what allowed you to live in America, in this privileged society, in one of the best countries, in my opinion, the best country in the world. So knock off all the whining, knock off all the self-victimhood. It's over. It's done. You like it. You like America. You like what America's about, or you would have moved back to Africa. It's one ticket, one way to Africa. You can go buy a mud hut next to a river for 20 raspberries in Africa if you wanted to. It's not hard to make that move. You can work at McDonald's, save up your money for a month, and then go fly to Africa and buy your mud hut for 20 raspberries. It might be on sale for 10 raspberries and 1 blueberry. I mean, who cares, dude? It's not that hard. So stop it, dude. You like it. Black people, stop arguing and saying that you don't like America. Why are you still here then? Done. I'm black, so I can say this stuff. It's enough. Enough of the victimhood. Time to become American. Be proud of being American. Get your shit together. Stop talking and complaining about victimhood. I'm over it. Do I have anything else to say on this topic? I wrote a little list down. I need to read it. Give me a sec. Make sure I covered everything. Black culture is addicted to victimhood. They like the handouts and sympathy. That's why BLM exists. They're addicted to being the victim in society, because the victim, the way American culture treats victims is we give them stuff. We treat them well. We give them welfare. We give them passes. We let them go into colleges even though that they're too stupid to get into, because we give them sympathy. All right, you guys got to get off that and get used to being treated like an equal, okay? Instead of being patronized by all the other races. It's embarrassing. I'm part black. It's embarrassing. We're going to step up. We are equal to everyone else, and we need to act that way. I act that way. I don't take the victimhood crap. I refuse. It's insulting to me. I want to be treated like an equal, okay? I knock off the food stamps, knock off the Section 8, knock off the welfare, stand on your own 2 feet, grow up, and stop saying that the system's against you. The system is not against you. You are against you, as you are addicted to victimhood. End of story. You are the most privileged people. I am so happy that part of my ancestors were American slaves, because I get to live in the greatest country of all time. My freedom is here. My rights are here, and I gave you all the lists of all the great things that you are the reason why you're not going to go back to Africa. You don't want the mud hut, and you know you don't want the mud hut. The mud hut's there waiting for you. There's 0 people, 0 ancestors of the black slaves have gone back to the mud hut in Africa. All right? It's because you don't want to. It's because, in all honesty, you wish, I'm going to say it a million times, but you are happy that your ancestors were the American slaves, and your actions prove it. I don't care what your words are. Your actions prove it. If anyone disagrees with me on this video, leave a comment in the arena at the bottom. We're going to argue. We're going to debate. I'm ready for this. Bring it up. Try. Do it. Man up. Leave a comment. Okay, end of the opinion. Fun fact. Really fun fact that matches the theme. The term nigger was invented by white men. So when black people use the term nigger, it's actually cultural appropriation of white culture. Think about that. It's true. Okay? End of story. Oh, I have to give you guys a tip. As I said, I do a tip at the end of every video. What's a good tip? Wear a condom if you don't know the girl and you don't trust the girl. Yeah, wear condoms. Good choice. Get the thin ones. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Let's see. The next topic of the next episode, I don't even know. Actually didn't plan that far ahead. But I'll come up with something. I got a list. We're just getting started. We're just opening up. Thank you for all my friends that are watching and commenting. I appreciate it, guys. This is something that I want to improve upon. I'm going to get the production. I'm going to stop recording off my phone eventually. Look at this. I got all the stuff. I got my cameras, my recording technique, my mounting technique for my camera. We're going to upgrade. I got the mics. Yeah, production will get better as I progress. But right now, I'm being a lazy ass. I'm just going to record off my phone. But thank you guys for your support. Please leave a comment. The whole point of the Intellectual Circus is to get people to talk about uncomfortable opinions, and that shouldn't be uncomfortable. Everyone, especially men, if you're a fucking man, you shouldn't be afraid of sharing your opinions. I'm tired of living in a society where everyone's scared to share their opinions. Opinions are not that scary. Let's talk it out like men and figure out the truth and solve all the problems in society. I am starting it. You guys will finish it. Let's go. Get the comments going. Unless you're a pussy. Bye. Thank you.